Friends, of all the topics that people reach out to me for help with, this is number one. Pricing. More specifically, increasing your prices. And I totally get it, especially if you're a service-based business owner and you feel really closely connected to the service you're providing. It can feel really uncomfortable charging more because it's almost like you're charging more for you, not the product or service and the value that that provides to the customer. In this video, we're going to talk about how to increase your prices. I'm going to run through a bunch of reasons as to why you should be increasing your prices and hopefully leave you convinced at the end. Hi, nice to have you here. I'm Krystle McGilvery. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm the founder of a company called Mind Over Money, and I'm a behaviour change and finance specialist. And I work with people like you day in, day out, helping you be better when it comes to your finances, personal business, all of that good stuff. Let's dive in. May I ask you a question? When I say the names Gucci, Bentley, Prada, what comes to mind? What feeling do you get? I hope luxury, sophistication, good value. Now let's try the same on the other end of the scale. When I say ASOS, H&M, Ford, I would assume that the opposite or rather dissimilar thoughts come to mind. You don't think of high quality. You don't think of sophistication or exclusivity. Now this takes us to the first point. Pricing your products and services at a higher price point signals to the market, customers, you as the buyer, that this product or service is of quality. And you believe it because the price point is higher. This is one method of differentiating your product or service from others, and I encourage you to do so. Connected very closely to that is a high-priced product and service suggests that the seller, the company, the brand, has confidence in what they're selling. They believe that their product or service is worthy of a high price point, which again, you pick up on and receive as the case being true. And again, sticking with the theme of psychology and perception of value, buyers who are happy to pay a higher price point are those who want to be associated with things of higher quality, of exclusivity, of sophistication. So pricing at a higher price point will attract those people. And this goes back to the common myth that keeping your prices low is the only way to attract customers. That's not the case. If you price your products and services low, you will attract people who want to pay low prices. If you price your products and services higher, you will attract people who are wanting and happy to pay that higher price point. The same goes for you. Now, I can't go any further without mentioning the financials. So talking specifically about profit. Now, if you don't know already, profit and pricing go hand in hand. The higher your price, the higher your profit. Earning a good, healthy profit allows you to do a range of things which go above and beyond this video. But let me just tell you a few. Number one, allows you to pay yourself efficiently. Many of the people that come to me struggling with their business is because they haven't priced properly, and that's not allowing them to pay themselves sufficiently in the way that they want to. So number one, paying yourself. Number two, paying others. If you want people to work for you or you have people working for you, you need to have enough money in the business to pay them. Reinvestment into the business. As you generate a profit and you have surplus money left after operating, paying yourself, you then have funds available to buy things like machinery or invest in rebrands or whatever it is you need to do to increase the sales in your business. That requires you to have sufficient profit. Now, in terms of seeking investment, showing that you have a profit is always a positive when it comes to seeking money from investors. Now, let me give you an example of a particular client I worked with on this specific point. So she came to me generating about 60K in her business. It was a service-based business, so her costs were very low. She wanted to achieve £100,000 in her business in the following tax year. Her initial thought was to sell more of what she was already selling, which she could have done, and that definitely would have increased how much money she brought into the business. But I challenged her to look at her pricing and see if instead she can increase her pricing and not have to increase how much work she was doing. We dove deep into her customer conversations and what happens when she does say her price. After some reflection, she realized that her customers said yes without batting an eyelid. they were very happy to pay her current price point. This suggested that there was maybe room for her to increase her prices. Not too long afterwards, she went ahead and increased her prices and quoted that to some clients. Again, they did not bat an eyelid. They were very happy to pay this new price. In the end, she was able to increase her price by 70% and still generate a good level of business to see her on her way to £100,000 in her business the following tax year. I have untold stories of just the same thing. People who are charging one specific price increase their prices to the same client, new clients, and they said yes. It's all about you being very clear about the value you're providing and making sure the person you are quoting has the propensity to pay. Ethical considerations and social responsibility. For many, increasing your prices and generating more profit feels very uncomfortable, but let me help reframe that for you. When you bring in more profit into your business, you have more disposable cash. Now, what's important is what you can do with that money. You can ensure to pay fair wages. You can invest in sustainable materials, and you can contribute to social causes, amongst other things you can do to help positively contribute to the economy and your local community. You generating a higher profit for yourself, for your business, gives you the power to contribute to the economy, to your local community, and do good for the world. I want to bring in a couple last points as well, because these are also brought up in my discussions when we are working through increasing pricing. Often the fear pops up around customers or their client base rejecting them and going elsewhere for a cheaper alternative, which is likely to happen. You will lose some of your customers because maybe they can't afford your new prices. That is very likely. At the same time, alongside you increasing your pricing, you need to make sure that the value you are giving to your customers is very clear. Now, this may require you to go and seek a copywriter or someone who can help you articulate exactly what your client and customers are getting for this new price point. At this point, I also want you to remember, like I said a moment ago, your price point, whether it be the lower price point or the higher price point, will attract people. Those who want to pay a low price point will come and pay that. Those who want to pay a higher price point will come and pay that. And also another tip to maybe help you along this journey, consider slowly increasing your prices or offering a discount when you state that your new prices are coming up, and give people enough time to adjust, accommodate, so they can then say yes to your new prices. Now, if I've done my job properly, you are going to go away and look at your prices and increase your prices. Even if you increase them by just 10%, ideally it'll be a bit more, you will be on your way to generating more profit and having a more sustainable business. Let me just recap what we went through in this video. We spoke about signaling to the market, value, quality, all of the good stuff, perception of value, confidence in your product and service. We spoke about profit margins and sustainability and ethical considerations, making sure we're generating enough into our business so we can give back to the economy and our community. I hope you found that useful. Please do let me know below if you are reviewing your prices, trying to increase your prices, and need a bit of help. I'll see if I can share some links with you. Alternatively, in the caption section, I will share some links anyway. Until next time.